All right, welcome to 20-2 Work Together, where we are using our inventory costing methods here. We're going to do a FIFO, we're going to do a LIFO, and we're going to do a weighted average for a company called Sunshine Spas. And the thing that is going to stay constant is always that we have 15 units on hand in ending inventory. So let's look at the FIFO one first. Remember that FIFO stands for first in, first out. So if you were imagining here, this would be like if you were stocking shelves, that the first information that came in is going to be the first out. So this is like when you're pushing everything backwards, right? So even though we have things left over from January 1st, we're going to pull from the first stuff that we've put in here, the November 8th. So what I like to do is put here that we have 15 units on hand, because that's what we're going to need to end with, so that we work our way backwards. So our first one that we have is November 8th. We have 9 of those. So in order to get to 15, we're going to use all 9 of the November 8th purchases. And when we take 9 times their unit price of 40, we get a total of $360, I should say. Okay. Then we need to move back because we still aren't at 15. So we come back to our next purchase, which is on August 28th. We had 8 of them. We do not need all 8 of them. We just need 6 of them in order to get to our total ending inventory of 15. So we're going to put 6 in here. And then we have 6 times our unit price of 38. And when we do that calculation, that's $228. So what we do here to find our ending inventory cost is we take our 228 and add it to our 360 for a total FIFO cost of 588. Okay, and that's the FIFO method. So the first ones in are the first ones out. Okay. Now as we move down to LIFO, remember that our ending inventory is going to stay the same. So we still need to end up with 15 units on hand. Okay. But this is where our last ones in are going to be our first ones out. So this is like if you're at a grocery store and you have your cans, remember that they always stock their most recent purchases, they put them at the end. So that means the last ones that you've put in are going to be the first ones that are going to go out. So this time we're going to start up here at the top. So our January 1st beginning inventory was 14. We're going to need all 14 of those. So we put 14 in here and take 14 times our unit cost of 32, and we get $448. Okay. Then we just need to get to 15. So we need to come down to our March 29th purchases. We purchased 9, but we only need 1 of them. So we say 1 here, and then we take 1 times 34, that's 34. Okay. And to get our ending, oh, that's a typo on these guys. This is definitely should say LIFO. I'm like, why does that say FIFO? We just did that. That's a typo for Aplia. That's a LIFO. Okay, so we take 448 plus 34 and we get $482 for our LIFO costing method. Okay, so last in is the first ones out that we're going to calculate. Okay. Now we're going to go down here and do our weighted average. Remember that weighted average is always going to be the ones that is going to be between your LIFO and FIFO. So remember, in order to do this, we have to figure out our weighted average for each one. So we have to do our total cost here. We need to take our 14 units times $32. That's going to equal 448. Okay, and we come down here and we do, oops, sticky there. 9 units times 34. That equals 306. We have 10 units at $36, that's $360. And we have 8 units at $38, which is $304. And then on November 8th, we have 9 units at $40, which is $360. So when we total all of those up, all 5 of those amounts, we end up with 1,778. So That is our total cost. Then in order to find our weighted average per unit, remember that we take our total divided by the number of units that we purchase. So we take 1,178 and divide by 50. I don't have, let me do that quick. 178 divided by 50. Yep, and we get $35.56. So if we use the weighted average costing method this month or this year, whatever it happens to be, remember that we had 15 units at the end. So we take 15 times our 35.56 and we end up with $533.40. So that is our weighted average method of doing inventory. So really, you just need to remember where to start if we're doing LIFO versus if we're doing FIFO. So with that being said, you can head over and do your 20-2 on your own as well as your application, and don't forget those terms and questions.